The left's lawfare knows no bounds. Remember that story from about 4 years ago in which the Biden campaign sued Trump supporters for daring to drive next to their bus with Trump flags and bumper stickers, something to which President Trump responded at the time online to say that he loved Texas for. Well, Biden's team literally sued the drivers under the Ku Klux Klan law of 1871 in federal court to give you a taste of what disgusting lengths these people will go to against anyone who dares to publicly disagree with them or to mock them. The allegation was that the Trump supporters were trying to run the bus off the road and that the Biden staffers and surrogates like Texas politician Wendy Davis were just so scared for their lives. And yet the case is finally going to trial this summer, in 2024. And you know what came out all these years later in the deposition? A video from inside of the bus of all the Biden-Harris staffers and surrogates being just so afraid for their lives. Just kidding. They were the ones wanting to run the Trump supporters off the road. Watch.
I'll push that bumper right on his push it. I'll push him all the way down. I'm gonna run right over one of them. I'll put that bumper right on his push it. A little bit, but they see I'm kind of like blocking both lanes.
Right.
I push it to get in there. I'm sure we hit it. I'll hit it. Y'all hit it. I'll push it.
Not gonna be putting your blinker on, right?
No blinkers today. I'll put my blinker off to the left. Then that way I can run up on that white line and whip it right in there.
There you go. Woo! See you later, asshole.
Come back the wrong way.
Baba. That's how we say that. Baba. Baba. Oh, he probably like, ooh.
Joining us now to discuss is Joeylynn Mesaros from Free Speech Defenders. She and her husband are among the several Texans being sued in this case. Joeylynn, thanks for being here tonight.
Kara, thank you so much for such a robust introduction and covering all the major points on this case, catching everyone up to speed over the last 4 years.
I appreciate it, and I'm so excited to have you here to talk about your side of the story. So in that clip we just watched, you put it out on all your social media platforms. It comes from inside the bus. I think it was released during some of the depositions. Why isn't that all over conservative media? You think that conservative media, at least, would be all over it? Or is that the same question you're asking yourself, too, all these years later?
Great question. In fact, I am grateful to you and indebted to you and your team for helping us break this footage, which should be as viral news as it was in 2020 when we drove next to the bus. Instead, mainstream media slandered us, saying we tried to run the bus off the road, we were domestic terrorists, insurrectionists, white supremacists, and that we were a threat to democracy. And we have not had a voice to advocate for ourselves in this process where we've been defamed, even to the point of them hiring a quote unquote expert to testify that we are political extremists. Kara, I'm a homeschool mom, and I was just barely getting involved in politics here, and I thought it would be fun to exercise free speech this way, and never would I imagine in a million years we'd be in federal court defending our right to what should be a protected constitutional right.
No, you're so right. And there's some cartoon, the name of it escapes me, but, you know, the joke about, hey, I thought this was America, right? And I kind of feel like, you know, driving next to the bus and you have your Trump stuff and they've got their Biden stuff, and that's just that, and I thought that was America. We all had free speech, but of course, that's not how this works, especially not under the Biden-Harris regime. So you also point out that I guess there was other video that someone else on the road had caught where there was a white car and a black car, and it was the Biden-Harris team. It was one of their members was almost seeming to run off the road a Trump supporter in his truck. Can you explain for us that as well, and how I think you said some media used it, but they took out the audio of the person clearly saying that it was the Trump people who were the victims?
Oh, yeah. In the original clip, you can hear a woman say, oh my gosh, you can see that white car just hit that black truck. Oh my gosh. And the black truck pushes the white car back out of his lane into the lane that it was in before it hit him. But the mainstream media took that clip on a loop and just showed the black truck hitting the white car on almost a bounce. And that is where the narrative was born that we were trying to run this bus off the road, which was literally not happening. The bus was never impacted. It was driving uninterrupted from South Texas to Austin, hundreds of miles. It parked at a rally that had 6 people show up. You know, it's a complete lie. And then we get this footage sticking through it in Discovery 3 years later to hear that they actually made claims that they wanted to run Trump supporters off the road. You can't make this up. The left is constantly gaslighting and saying that Trump supporters or the conservative right is doing exactly what they're blatantly doing in our face. And to your point, media is just not covering it. Why?